solve your problems. They're in their 30s, disabled and queer. Agony onto a funny and modern. If you want it solved, Em and Maddie are here.
Hi, I'm Emily Dash.
And I'm Madeline Stewart, and we're here on Gadigal land of the Eora Nation.
And we are here to solve your problems.
Thank you everyone for sending in your questions. We love them. Don't forget to send more in and we'll get around to them. But first up, Em, what's been on your mind this week?
You had something to tell me first, didn't you?
Yes, I do. Do you want me to go first?
Yes, I think so.
Well, I've been seeing online, on the Instagrams, on the TikToks, that beef tallow is in, like as a skincare.
So what is beef tallow, Maddie?
It's like, you know when you cook a roast and you get all this like beef fat that's just like sitting in the bottom of the pan?
Yeah.
It's that. It's just melted down beef fat. And apparently Natalie Portman has been putting on her face for years, and that's why she still looks like a child.
Ew. That's actually so good.
Do you reckon, like, putting beef fat on your face, do you think
Yes.
it tastes like beef? That's my question to you. Do you think it smells beefy?
Well, I would think it would smell beefy. I don't think it would taste, because otherwise people would just eat it.
I guess so. It's like that episode of Friends where Joey drinks the fat from the fridge.
Gross.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was like, is it fat? Is it just like cooking fat? Can we make our own beef tallow at home for our face?
Honestly, for me, the first thing that comes to my mind is like, that's mad cow disease waiting to happen again.
Yeah, all from the ladies putting it on their face to preserve their youth.
Who knows?
Yeah, I just
Ew.
thought it was bizarre. I was like, I've been turning it into gravy and jus for my roasts. I've not even
Yes.
thought about putting it on my face.
I do like gravy. That's tasty.
Yeah, and I think what makes the tallow really good for your skin is the collagen.
Oh, yeah.
What's the wildest thing you've done for like beauty standards?
Oh, I'm not really a beauty standards kind of girl. But, I used to tint my eyelashes for a while.
On your
That
own
was
at
good.
home, like
Yes.
DIY?
Yeah.
How do you tint eyelashes? Just with the
I
hair
can't
dye?
remember, but it was good for a while. I used to have bright red hair and blue eyelashes. Yeah, it's good.
That's wild.
Yeah,
I had no
yeah.
idea I was sitting next to an undercover ginger this entire
Whoa.
time. I feel like
No.
I've been lied to.
No, but like, I don't spend a lot of time on my appearance.
Well, me neither, but there are some wild beauty hacks out there. Like people
Correct.
who get fish to eat all the skin off their feet.
Ew.
I went to Little Bay for a swim and all the fish were gathering around my feet and they weren't bothering anyone else. And I have to say, Em, I was embarrassed. Clearly, I don't use the pumice stone enough.
So I have a story to tell you.
Go
I
ahead.
was swimming
Yeah.
with a support worker one day, and they had like a sore on their back,
Oh, no.
and all of these little fish were gathering around
Oh.
us, and we realized this because they were eating the
The skin, yeah. It's so creepy, isn't it?
Gross.
Oh.
But I guess it's good for you.
Yeah, but it's kind of embarrassing when like everyone's just swimming and then all of a sudden all these fish are just swarming you and everyone knows what they're doing. They're eating your dead skin.
Yeah.
I think people must judge me being like, look at this skin-covered girl.
Maybe I'm younger because I have dry skin all the time, so maybe I just need to go get treated by
Yeah.
fish.
Yeah. There's plenty of little bays with fish that'll eat your skin off.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Wow, I bet you didn't think you'd be hearing this on Em and Maddie this morning.
There you go. Get the fish to eat your skin off for you. Don't worry
Yeah.
about scrubs.
Yum, yum.
Yum,
That'll
yum, yum.
beef tallow. I
Yeah.
wonder if fish can eat beef tallow.
Maybe they'll be more attracted to me if I put beef tallow all over me.
But I would feel like someone would expect you to like smell of rosemary or whatever
Yeah.
you put with roast beef.
Someone's kissing you and like, you taste just like a Sunday roast. And
Oh
then
my God.
they feel compelled to pour gravy all over me or something.
Ew. I guess that's someone's kink. I don't know.
Gravy kink.
Yes.
So, Em, have you thought of anything to talk to me about this week?
Well, thinking about beauty standards, I think the thing for me is that I don't like to cut my nails too often because my fingernails are very like close to the quick. So if you cut them too like short, they might bleed. My question to you is like, how long is too long for fingernails?
Oh, I'm glad you asked me this, Em, because I have a very unique opinion about fingernails.
Yes.
I have one hand, and so I need this to work the best for me. And I
Yes.
find that long fingernails can sometimes really get in the way, and it can stop me from being is the word dexterous? Is that the word?
Yeah, that's the word. That's a good word. Wow.
I just can't do things if I have a long nails, and I've tried it. But also, I'm a nail chewer. I'm a nail chewer, and I think that would solve your problem. If you chewed your nails more, you'd have less.
Correct.
Yeah, but
What's the craziest color you painted your nails?
every colour. I quite like it. I paint my nails at home, which I think people might be baffled because I have one hand.
Yes.
So I like move I'll find a way to dip the brush in the pot, and then I'll move my fingertip. Like I'll move my finger instead of the brush.
Oh, that's so creative.
Yeah. So it's just like swapping where the movement is.
Yeah.
And so I paint my own nails. So I have a big collection of nail polish and stuff like
Cool.
that at home. I love a crazy nail. Do you get your nails done? Do you get like the jewels and all the glitz and the glamour?
Yeah, I had snowflakes on my nails for Christmas time.
Yeah, I remember that. You always have nice nails.
Cute.
Yeah.
Cute. And blue. I don't know why they were blue. That's weird.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe because it's snowflakey blue. I don't know.
I don't know.
But like you like those, do you paint your nails or do you like the stick-on ones?
That was the first time I've ever had the stick-on one. So I paint them. But the other day I went to it's not the other day, but it was a while ago. I went to a salon and I had to I got the gel nails, right?
Yeah.
And I had to sit with my nails underneath the little
Lamp?
lamp
Yeah.
thing. And that's really, really difficult for me to do.
Yeah.
So, to stay still. So the guy didn't really know what to do with me.
Yeah. I find the same in these nail places. Sometimes they'll charge me full price, and I have to say to them, it's 50% of the hands, 50% of the work and the technique, time. I want to pay 50%. And if a nail place like a salon says no, then I leave. And they're so tricky sometimes. They don't tell me until the end and they try and haggle. And I'm like, 50%, dude.
Did I ever tell you about the time I tried to get blood?
No.
So I'm going to say this because it's quite a story.
Okay.
When I left school, I decided that I wanted to volunteer, and I decided that one of the easiest ways for me to do that was to go get blood to the Red Cross or whatever. I went in there, the bitchy woman took one look at me and went, nah. And we went, what do you mean, no? And she fired off all these questions like, do you take medication, do this, do that? And I was like, no. So they couldn't find a way to exclude me. The answer that she gave in the end was that because I couldn't get on the bed myself, then I couldn't get... It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense.
People say stupid things about disability.
Oh, they just make up their own narrative. Who are they to tell us
So
what?
weird.
Anyway.
I don't know. That just reminded me about when you said walking out of the nail salon.
Yeah.
I walked out of the Red Cross thing because
Yeah.
I was like,
I mean, figuratively.
no. Yes. Figuratively. Is that rolled? Is that what people say?
Yeah, they
Rolled?
rolled out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
an interesting thing. Because here's the thing. I know that people say rolled instead of walked, which is fine if
Yeah.
that's what you. But for me, I just kind of say walked because for me it is like walking.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like I don't see it any differently.
Yeah, like I say, I'm going to go wash my hands.
Yes.
Even though,
You
I don't say I'm
you're
gonna wash my
wash your hand.
exactly.
So I don't know.
It's like a figure. It's like, it's just a speech thing. Whatever. Ugh.
Should we go to a question?
Yes, I think we've mused enough.
Yes. I do like our music.
Me too. All right, Josh, send us a question.
Okay. Can I still have a relationship with my ex's mum?
Oh, this is good.
Yes.
This is so good.
I don't think any of my ex's mums would want to have a relationship with me, honestly.
Well, they're lost, Em, because you're lovely.
Thank you.
I have had this situation. My ex's mum, I love so much.
Yeah.
Because when you date someone, especially for a long time or like a considerable amount of time where you get to know their family,
You're part of
it's
the family.
it's really hard to say goodbye. But at the
Yeah.
same time, like, yeah, because I love my ex's mum. She's so sweet.
That's nice.
She loved me like no other mother has ever loved me. And she was so generous and just a sweetheart. So when we broke up, I was like, oh yeah, I want to still be friends with your mum. And like we'd still go out and have like a tea together every now and again. But now,
that's cute.
now they're dating someone new, not the mum, the ex. And I feel like it's inappropriate, you know, for me to go have tea with their mum. Because like I don't want to be like, imagine if you're dating someone and then your partner's ex is still over all the time. Like it would be uncomfortable.
Have you spoken to her about that though, or did you just stop it? Like, what's the...
Well, I don't know. I haven't, because like I'm still figuring out how to handle it, I guess.
Oh, like that's only happening now.
No, it's been happening for a few years, right? I always think, oh, maybe I should call and get a coffee.
Oh, so you've just left it.
I have just left it because once my ex started dating someone new, I thought it's probably inappropriate. And
Yeah.
so I kind of left the ball in her
But
court.
she hasn't then.
No, she hasn't reached out. So I
If
was
she
like,
did,
well, maybe
what would you do?
I would probably still have a tea with her. If she wants to have tea with me, who am I to say no?
But the fact that she hasn't probably tells you something.
Exactly. I don't take it to heart. I just go, hope this new partner has like the best chance of being part of the family.
I've been lucky. All my exes have nice parents, but I just have never had that. But I think because when you break up with someone, obviously your experience is different because you're a bit like closer and a bit more enmeshed or something.
Yeah.
But I think there's a question of loyalty, you know. So yeah.
I think
Shout out to all my ex's mums, I guess.
shout out to my ex's mums. That should be a song.
Yes.
I think that, yeah, I think once you break up with someone, you just need to accept that you're probably not going to hang out with the family. Like you
Correct.
might see them once or twice afterwards, but like, let's be real. It's not, I don't think it's appropriate. I mean, if you have,
my ex-boyfriend's mum used to play like Monopoly games like that. It was really cute.
real wholesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. But do we reckon that? Like as soon as you break up with someone, you can't be friends with their fam anymore?
Not necessarily. I mean, I think in your case it's a bit different because you're,
Yeah.
you know, obviously had that closeness. But I think unless it's been an established tradition, I think you can assume that, like,
Yeah.
everything. And that makes the breakup easier, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think there's room for both. I think it's just for our dear writer. I think it's
You can.
yeah. I think it's to do with how situations change.
I would say tread carefully.
Yeah,
though.
certainly discuss with your ex.
Do you think?
I think so because it's their parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should have the final say if they say, "Oh, actually, it makes me uncomfortable." I think you're just going to have to respect that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, gosh, that's sad. It's actually such a sad question.
That's okay. We can have some of those.
Anyway, but yeah, good luck, whoever's written in.
Good luck.
Hope you keep that nice relationship.
Yeah, it's always good to be kind to people no matter who they are.
Yeah, and just because you don't hang out with them all the time doesn't mean you're not their friend. They probably still think of you.
Yeah,
Cool. Shall we get to another question?
I think so.
Yeah, go on, Josh. Give us another.
I recently saw a video on a friend's Instagram of her watering her garden with a jar of her Menzies. What the fuck? Am I missing something or is this just plain gross?
Gross.
No, I would say gross.
It's kind of gross.
Maybe it depends how much you like your garden, because I'm sure it has some kind of properties.
I mean, does it have properties? I mean, iron, maybe.
But also, like, why put that on social media?
Yeah. And also okay, I have
Gross.
so many questions. 1, is it good for your garden? 2, are you telling people? Like, obviously they are if they're putting videos up there. And 3, like, how are you collecting this?
Yeah,
Are you,
gross.
is it like a moon cup scenario? Are you squeezing tampons? I don't know. Are you making tea with the I don't know.
Yeah.
How do you get it?
I would say it's a moon cup, surely.
Surely a moon cup scenario. Either that or they're sponging it up and then wringing it out.
Like whatever floats your boat, actually.
Yeah, look, we always
I
say
wouldn't do it.
it's not hurting anyone unless you get some sort of like bacterial air infection.
People do a lot of interesting things.
Yeah, human beings are strange creatures, okay?
Yeah.
Look, does it help your produce? I think, okay, because there is a disease.
I just couldn't, if you were like, it depends also what you're growing, because if you're growing actual food, I'd be like,
Yeah, and you can get a disease if you're using human poo on like crops and like things that are fruit and fruiting and things you can eat, like veggies, you can get really sick.
Surely no one's doing that though. Who's doing
If people are putting periods on their plants, God knows what else they're putting on their plants. People might use their own fertilizer and think that that's okay.
Yeah. Not okay.
Yeah.
That one's 100% not okay.
I reckon if you have the compulsion to use your period blood on your plants, succulents only, you know,
Yeah.
like nothing
Definitely
anyone's going to
nothing
eat.
that you're eating.
But also probably don't tell people.
Yes.
Don't film it.
But like, if they're filming it, there's obviously an audience for that. So
Is there an audience for it? Are other people doing this? We would never know.
Well,
They
I've
wouldn't
never
tell
heard of
us.
it. I've never heard of it. But
Yeah.
ew.
Ew.
Sorry.
So we're not yucking anyone's yum, but also personally,
I just like I just can't get over the image of that.
yeah, in a little
my
watering pot, little can, Ooh, by
Yeah,
the
no.
moonlight. Ooh.
I am growing strawberries at the moment.
Are you putting your period blood in it?
No.
Is that what makes them red?
No.
Little do you know. You never know.
Mm.
I'm kidding. Yeah, but I hope they're doing good despite the lack of period blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strawberries. I used to grow like tomatoes and I don't know.
Do you know, I heard that if you want to grow special plants,
Yeah.
catch
yeah,
my
yeah,
drift,
Yeah, got
you
me.
plant them with tomatoes because they look similar. And,
Oh yeah,
And
okay.
they're called bush tomatoes. That's the lingo. And parents will
keep
say to
that
their
in
kids,
mind.
go into the garden and pick mummy some bush tomatoes.
Is that what your parents said?
No, don't be silly. My parents never spoke to me. Healthy communication. Oh, we make ourselves laugh.
We do. We laugh at our own jokes.
All right, shall we move on to another one?
Yes.
Josh, how you feeling?
I'm invisibly disabled and I have a difficult time mentally getting myself out of the house when it's not required or for socialising. I would much rather just be cosy at home, especially when it's cold season, but I know I would benefit me a lot to be outside more or go on walks and such. Any tips for battling this executive dysfunction and making getting outside seem more appealing?
Oh, 100%.
First of all, kudos to you for knowing that it's better for you to go outside.
Yeah.
Because I think the tendency is to just stay inside and not want to make life any harder for yourself. So kudos for that. And my thing would be to, because I struggle with this as well, just because going outside is always such a
It's such a
hassle.
faff.
And what I do is to connect it with something else that I really want to do. So I might say, I want to stay in and watch TV, but I'll go out, walk, even if it's just for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I'll go out, walk for X amount of time, and then I'll come home, and then I can watch my ridiculous true crime documentary that I want to watch. Do you know?
100%.
So it's connecting it with something that you already want to do. Or my mum, if I don't want to go outside, my mum will be like, why don't you go and get breakfast?
Yeah.
Or get coffee?
Yeah.
That's another thing. Because I'm so, like, coffee driven, I'll often say to myself, I can only get another coffee if I physically go down there and get it myself rather than sending somebody.
Exactly. It's like a treat system. You've gone out for your coffee, now you can come home and watch your telly.
Correct.
100%. I've been struggling with this exact problem as well over the last year because, as I mentioned in our first episode, I have a chronic illness now.
Yeah.
And throughout the year, I've noticed that sometimes when I'm in public, I feel like I'm going to faint or I feel like I'm going to vomit or just I need to sit down now or I need food or water now. And it makes me very anxious because I could have an embarrassing moment or an emergency moment. And I completely empathize. I found that if I have outside interactions that I know are safe and comfortable for me, I'm more likely to go out.
Like with the people you know.
Yeah, like with I'll go to a friend's house rather than like going out to a cafe with a friend. Or if we do go to a cafe, it'll be an hour and say I can only come out for an hour. And they'll understand if I say I feel sick, I need to go home.
Yeah.
So I think it's the people you're hanging out with, people who understand you and can support you. And also, like, as you said, you know, small things. Go outside for 10 minutes.
Combine it with the things that you already know are safe.
Yeah. And also treats. If you set up if I've gone outside 5 days in a row, I'm going to take myself out to the movies or I'm going to buy myself.
Watch a movie inside.
Exactly. Watch a movie inside or, a little treat system. You should be rewarding yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's great. Setting up schedules too.
Yeah.
Oh, we're on top of this one.
We are.
We have such lived experience. You've written to the right people.
And I also just want to let that person know that they're 100% not alone.
Yeah.
It's very common, particularly when you have any kind of disability.
Yeah, hang in there. You've got this. And let us know how you go with your treat system and your tricking yourself into going outside by doing fun things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hope it helps. Genuinely hope it helps.
Yeah. Good luck. All right, Josh, have you got another question?
I sure do. On my daily commute, there's a couple who loudly makes out on the train every day. What's your stance on PDAs?
Emily, I feel like I know your stance on PDAs from our previous interactions. I have a feeling that you are pro PDA.
I'm pro any kind of displays of affection, honestly.
Is it too much for people to make out on a train? Because trains have very strict social rules.
I mean, I can understand where people are coming from.
Yeah.
But I think as with all things, it's, be aware of the people around you.
Yeah. So, my face is still in a
Yeah.
because I'm still processing the
You're
idea
not
of
a
two
fan.
adults just macking on in a train. I can't handle the sound of it. Imagine
yeah.
a long day at work. You're tired. Your boss has had a go at you. You just want to get home. And these two idiots are just sucking face in front of you. You just got to watch them share saliva and hear the, that sound? So if you're listening with headphones, but I hate it. I'm not a PDA girl.
You can give a little peck.
A peck is
Maybe
fine.
adjust it for the context.
Yeah. I had a friend who did this. I had a friend who found out she caught the same train as her Tinder date, and they would meet up on the way to work every morning and make out on the train.
No, if you're actually meeting up on a train for that express purpose, I think that's different.
Well, I think in her mind she's like, well, we're both on our way to work. We may as well make it a date. I mean, you got to admire, that makes sense. But, don't make out on the train.
It's pretty brazen.
Yeah.
And what do? Do you go and interrupt someone and go excuse me, no?
Yeah. I've had someone... I can't believe I'm saying this. I can't believe I've even remembered this. Oh, my gosh. When I was 18, I made out with a boy on a park bench and a mum came up to me and said, excuse me, there are children present. Can you stop kissing?
Oh, please.
And we were both so embarrassed. We were like, oh, my gosh, we're so sorry. And so we left.
Oh, my God. No. See, I think that's not
That
on.
scarred me. That scarred me. Ever since then, I was like, no PDA ever.
I do not think you're in the wrong there. No way. It's a public space. I think a train
is different.
is different
very-
because it's very close proximity.
It's very confined.
But a park or whatever, you can just
Yeah, you can
go
make out in
somewhere.
the park.
Go somewhere else.
Yeah. Oh.
Silly woman.
So I think with PDAs, a little kiss is
that-
fine, holding hands is fine.
Is
but
that why you don't like PDAs?
probably, I'm probably a bit psychologically scarred by that mum from Des Moines.
Oh my God.
You know who you are, bitch. Actually, she probably doesn't.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Also,
So
what are you telling your kids?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't...
So yeah, I think so. We both agree. It's fine for big smooches for making out, but choose the spot to do it.
Yes.
Yeah, somewhere a bit more private. Mm-hmm. Holding hands is fine. Pecks are fine. A firm handshake, totally fine. Imagine going on a date and at the end being like, "Well, good evening," and you just shake hands and you leave.
What is the most awkward way someone has ended a date for you?
Oh, I once went on a terrible date with someone, and I'm sure I told you about this. He brought me back to his car. He said, I'll give you a lift home. And he said, sorry about the mess in my car. And I thought, everyone always says that. Sorry about the mess in my car. It's like a couple of Coke cans in the bottom of the footwell. But I went to his car and it was full of rubbish. From the bottom of the ground to the top of the roof. He couldn't see out the window. It was the most... Someone called orders. Yes, of course I did. It was the middle of the night. We're in an abandoned car lot. I thought, this is already dangerous enough. Just drive me home. Realistically, in my mind, I should never have said yes to a lift from a stranger.
Yeah.
But I was quite young.
Yeah, wow, that's a lot.
What about you? Has anyone said goodbye to you awkwardly from a date?
Oh, it's the weird thing of if you're expecting a kiss and you don't get one.
Yeah.
That's awkward because how long do you wait?
And how do you... do you... Okay, so kisses.
So,
do you say, may I kiss you? Or do you just kind of lean in and hope they get the signal? What do you do?
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, isn't it?
Because consent is very sexy.
It's always, yes, necessary.
Yeah.
And also, how do you put that in a conversation. I don't know.
Maybe something like, oh, I'd really like to kiss you.
Yeah, that works.
That's nice.
But then they'd be like,
Oh, good on you.
Yeah.
What if you just don't pick up on the social, like for me, I probably wouldn't pick up on that social etiquette. I'd be like, oh, that's
or
nice.
if you say I love you and someone says like thank you or like okay.
Oh gosh, yeah, like the Star Wars thing. I know.
I
I love
think-
you. I know. Oh.
I think that like okay is such a funny way to not even just I love you,
Yeah.
but like is such a funny way to respond to someone. Like if you give someone a heartfelt statement and they go, okay.
It
Like,
means you've wasted your heartfelt statement on someone who doesn't
and
care
they go,
about it.
well, don't you want acknowledgement? And I'm like, I don't know
Save
if that's
it.
acknowledgement or not.
All right, we've well and truly strayed from the topic. Shall we go to
Yes.
Josh for our Dolly Doctor question?
True.
Josh, is it Dolly Doctor time?
It sure is Dolly Doctor time, our favourite time of the week, our favourite little segment where I go through some old Dolly Doctor magazines and I dig out some great little questions from the sealed section for you guys. Today's question is from Curious in Victoria.
Hi, Curious.
Hi, Curious. I was at a party when my friend asked me to go up to her room. She told me she loved me. We started pashing and ended up naked and touching each other's privates. Was that lesbian sex?
Oh. I assumed gender as we were hearing that question.
Oh, yes, so did I. See,
But I
no
love
one's
how-
immune.
No one's immune. But do you know what? I'm glad it turned into yes.
I love that.
If you're making out with your friend, but having said that, this person from Dolly Doctor is probably a teenager. And
Yes.
when you're a teenager, you experiment a little.
I think you can classify that as lesbian sex.
Yes. I think, yeah, I would.
But also, like, people experiment. Like,
Yes.
it's fine. It doesn't necessarily mean you're a lesbian.
Yeah, you're 100%
If that's
curious.
what you're asking.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're curious. Whether or not you identify as a lesbian is up to you.
Yes.
But yeah, I would probably say you've hit the nail on the head. That's kind of that's lesbian sex. You get naked,
Yes.
you make out, you touch each other's bits.
That's good.
That's nice.
I'm happy for you.
I'm glad it was like at a little party. That's like the kind of
Yeah.
stuff that happens in movies. Oh, I
Yes.
went to a party. We went upstairs and had sex.
This is so bad, but like for a long time, do you know that author Nicholas Sparks?
Yes.
The Notebook, etc.
Yeah, yeah.
I really wanted to like live in a Nicholas Sparks novel. That was like my ambition, but like a
course you
queer
did.
one. Of course, like
You want a man to build you a house.
if you're interested in some good lesbian literature to go along with your lesbian sex, anything by Haley Cass is great.
There you go. There you go.
Book
Some
called On the
saucy-
Same Page is good.
Nice. I'm going to give that a go. Is that one of your books on your list this year?
Yeah, and I also read a book called Those Who Wait. It's good.
Okay, all right. We're going to have to check them out. We're getting a lot today from
Yes.
our audience. We're getting lesbian book recommendations, agriculture.
Yes.
Nothing's off the table for Emma Maddie today. No, I think yeah, if you're getting hot and heavy, and also if you're attracted to your friend enough to like kiss them and touch them,
Good for you, I think.
heck yeah, that's nice. I hope it didn't turn out awkward for this person.
Yeah.
You know,
No.
I wish we had it like this is them now.
I think
I want to know how it's all
the
gone.
first encounters are always kind of awkward.
Yes.
So that's a good thing to remember. Don't freak out.
My first date with a woman, the first thing I remember, we met up. I was so nervous. I was living in Campbelltown and I caught the train all the way into the city to meet this girl I met on a dating site. And the first thing she said to me was, "Oh, I thought you'd be taller."
Oh, good.
And I was crushed. And I thought, I'm never dating a girl again. And then I remembered all the terrible things men have said to me throughout my life. And I'm like,
Yes.
there's nothing compared to that,
Wow.
you know? And yeah,
But I would say that's still pretty crushing, though.
it wasn't the best first date.
Anyway, that one sounds better.
Yeah. Yeah, that one certainly sounds good. I hope they got ammunition to like live their life and just
Go on.
go on and yeah, I
Yeah. Go forth.
go forth and be lesbian. All right, Josh.
It's the best way to be.
100%. Let's move on. It's for our final question.
Okay, final question for the podcast. All my friends enjoy sunbathing topless, but I'm shy. Any tips on becoming more confident in my skin?
Oh, tips.
Tips.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a nervous Nelly to get naked.
Yeah.
Well, I used to be. I used to be very scared of getting naked. And do you know how I cured it, Em?
Tell me.
Is it called immersion therapy? Where you just
What is
do
that?
it?
Exposure therapy.
Exposure therapy, that's it. I decided I had a friend who had done life drawing. And so I said, do you know what? I didn't think about it too much. I just went, hey, sign me up 1 week. And so she did, and she sent me a date, and I just did it.
Wow.
Like for
That's
artists.
really throwing yourself in the deep end.
Well, no
If I
one's
was
looking at me
really-
sexually. They're looking at me artistically.
If I was really worried about it, I think I would do a gradual thing. Like,
What, get a boob out in public while getting a coffee?
yes. No. But, so I was in a cab one day and I was wearing a dress, it's a bit like booby at the front.
Yeah.
And I normally tie all my dresses up with a ribbon so that doesn't happen. But this day I forgot and it came off when I was in the back of the cab. So I was literally fully exposed.
Sorry,
It's
I'm laughing,
wild.
Em, but that's so funny.
It is very funny.
An accidental tit slip.
And like, I was in the back of a cab, so there's literally nothing me or my support worker could do about it. So I just had to sit there for the rest of the cab ride.
With your
And
tits
be
out?
exposed. Yes.
Oh my gosh, Em.
Because we couldn't pull over or anything. Or sometimes I'll be wearing long dresses and they'll get caught in my wheels.
And you just
And it just, yes, it's wild. Anyway,
Oh
those
my
are my
gosh.
2 stories.
the danger of being stylish like you, Em.
Correct.
Oh, when I was a little girl, I think I know where the fear of nudity came from. When I
Tell
was
me.
a little girl at school camp, there was a swimming pool. And as you know, I'm a big water baby. I love swimming.
Yes.
And so I knew we were going to have a pool afternoon. And so I
Pool
dressed in my
party.
swimmers, from the beginning of the day. So I could just quickly whip off my clothes and I'd be the first person in the pool. So
Yeah,
I ran to
cute.
the cabin, whipped all my clothes off, was walking up the pathway to the pool when one of the girls said, hey, Maddie, your boob's out. And I looked down and my top was just above one of my boobs because as I pulled my top off quickly in a hurry, it had just pulled up and revealed a tit. And I was
Wow.
walking around the campsite in front of all my school with a tit hanging out.
So I know someone who was in the middle of doing laps and they there was a hole in their swimmers they didn't know about.
Oh, no.
And it's like, what do you do? Do you get directly out or do you finish your little workout?
Do you know what? In for a penny, in for a pound. Everyone's already seen it.
Well, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if that makes you feel better, dear writer, we've all
Yes.
accidentally gotten our tits out and we've not died of embarrassment. So I think purposely getting your boobs out in a place where everyone else is doing it, take your time, but don't be worried.
I feel like it might not be as scary as you think it is.
It isn't. And once I think it's scary when you initially do it. And then after about 5 seconds, everyone else has their boobs out and you're like, whatever.
And if you feel uncomfortable, you can always leave.
Yeah, and you can always put your clothes back on. Good on you. I reckon have a go at it. Give it a red hot go.
Absolutely.
Well, that's all of our questions for today, Em.
Oh, wow.
What a lovely time we've had. I think this has been a great podcast, don't you?
It has been a wonderful podcast
Yeah.
episode.
And everybody, next episode is our final episode of the season.
Adelaide Fringe highlights.
Yes, it'll be all of our highlights from our live show at Adelaide Fringe, and it's a very special edition of Emma Maddie, and what an episode to go out on.
Definitely tune in for it.
Yeah, great. Well, we'll see you next week, everybody. Thank you for tuning in.
See you next week.